If she could use her platform to uplift instead of acting like an international Eeyore, we would be in such a better position as Black women on a political stage.
Whoo, this thing got me hot, y'all. This got me hot. Michelle Obama is on a victim tour once again. She's on a victim tour, and it's not for inspiration, but for the Victim Olympics this woman is on.
Worry about it. Let me explain something to white people. Our hair comes out of our head naturally in a curly pattern. So when we're straightening it to follow your beauty standards, we are trapped by the straightness. That's why so many of us can't swim and we run away from the water. People won't go to the gym because we're trying to keep our hair straight for y'all. It is exhausting and it's so expensive and it takes up so much time. Braids are for y'all so we can work harder and focus on the work. So why do we need an act, an act of law to tell white folks to get out of our hair? Don't tell me how to wear my hair. Don't wonder about it. Don't touch it. Just don't. It just.
So this woman is so annoying. We don't see other first ladies doing this. We really don't. She has been on, it has been her goal to go across the country and whine and bitch and complain over and over again and again as she sits, she and her husband now have more money now than they did when they first went into politics. Okay. She has enriched herself and she goes on here, complain. If it's not, how she looked, now she couldn't find anything else. Now she's talking about black hair. First of all, she's talking to Tracee Ellis Ross.
That part.
And Tracee Ellis Ross snapping her fingers and stuff. She is mixed, number one, and her hair is soft and curly. She posts herself in the pool all the time. She lives in California, and she's smacking. What is she slapping about? She doesn't have coarse hair. What do you ladies think?
Okay, Michelle, I can't remember who said, I think it was Samantha with her straight hair up there on the stage. Number one. Number two, do you know how, what is this called? The lowest common denominator. This is all they can talk about for black women and black people. And Michelle has not done her own hair probably since she got into the White House, maybe even before that. Michelle has not done her own hair. And she said something about what we're doing it for you. No, I'm not. I don't do my hair for white people. I don't care what white people think about my hair. I don't care. What? I don't know. Do you care, Nicole? KJ?
Listen, I agree with Shelley 100%. Being involved in Republican politics, there aren't many Black women in leadership, right? So you are hypersensitive about the clothes that you wear. You're hypersensitive about your makeup. But one thing you're not hypersensitive about is your hair, because people don't give a shit, and they don't give a shit in a big kind of way. I have never encountered someone who says, that Nicole Bennett, damn it, if she wears her hair curly one more time, we're going to snatch the gavel from her. That never happens. Of all the things that this former first lady could work on, Black maternal and fetal health, young Black people smoking, because that's a new trend, right? Let's talk about all the things that are impacting our community. Instead of using her platform for that, she's trying to make excuses for the tracks that she's got sewn in to the cornrows on top of her head. Nobody gives a shit. And I mean that in a big kind of way. I know probably close to 100,000 white folks, and I guarantee you 100% of them don't give a damn what Michelle Obama's hair looks like. I know even more Black folk than that, and they don't give a shit what her hair looks like. It's not what your hair looks like. It's what's inside your head that counts, the content of your character. You know, you guys always claim your affinity for Martin Luther King. Go back and read his speeches. Not one time does he talk about Black women's hair. Not one time. The content of your character. If she could use her platform to uplift instead of acting like an international Eeyore, we would be in such a better position as Black women on a political stage. But instead, now she's made our hair an issue.
And let me tell you this. This is what I was arguing with someone online about this earlier today. Michelle Obama has been in the limelight for the last 10 years or so. Okay. She has a huge platform. She was not only in politics, but she's an uber celebrity. I mean, she's in Hollywood. She's in the culture. She's friends with Beyonce. So if anyone could change the culture, as she says, to make it more amiable to people with kinky hair, natural hair, it's her. So instead of her whining about this, why doesn't she get with her other Black friends who have are popular, who have a lot of influence, and they start wearing their natural hair? That is how you change the culture. You do it. Same as India Arie. India Arie was one of the original ones that was always talking about natural hair, not all of this weave and all of this stuff. What's her name? Who's married to Swiss Beats?
Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys. She went on this campaign of no makeup. And she was going out on the red carpets and stuff, wearing no makeup, trying to champion women being natural. They're the movers and shakers. They can change this culture. But instead of doing that, she whines and says, oh, I have to wear a weave and I have to straighten my hair because white people want me to do it. It's this victim mentality over and over again. And unfortunately, our community falls for it. They fall for it.
Every time. I don't understand why Michelle Obama, along the lines of what you're saying, KJ, I don't understand why Michelle Obama, the first Black, first lady, right? Why is she still, I'm saying still, she's so, I don't know, mentally warped in a way. Why does she still care about what white people think about her?
She doesn't care.
No, I think she wants to be white. I do. I think somewhere deep down inside, I think she is, I don't know if it's jealousy, envy. I think she has this warped thinking and she gets all of her cues from what she thinks white people think about her. So therefore, she's trying to live up to some ideal that she has in her head. This woman is 60 something years old.
Shelly, it's not, no. I don't agree with that at all. She is grifting. She is grifting.
Maybe
she does not care about what white people think about her. She does not. But she knows that the Black community in general care about what white people think about them. Okay. And they love to continue to push this victimhood. It works. For some reason it works. She knows it works. And the Democrat Party don't have any solutions to real problems that plague our communities. So they go back to the race bait, go back to the division, go back to the victimhood.
Why can't she? She can do well. Like you said, all the people you named the select, they would do well to use that stage to teach those people in the audience how to start a business or how to write a book, whatever the case may be, how to open up a damn beauty shop, whatever the case may be.
You know, Chris Rock and his wife, his former wife, wrote a book called Good Hair. Right? Because, I think his wife is of African descent. And so their daughter has a coarser texture of hair. But when you look globally, right, the northern part of Africa, the eastern part of Africa, people have straighter hair. So not everybody has kinky, curly hair. Listen, both of my parents were Black and my hair does all kind of fantastic things based on what I want to do with my hair. The thing with Michelle Obama saying this is the reason why Black people don't swim. Black people swim. Black people swim. Terrible. Her children swim. She swims. Her husband swims. So this is her pandering to that group of Black people that did not vote for Kamala.
Right.
did not vote for Kamala. When you package this with Stephanie Miller on bended knee, licking the toes of Jasmine Crockett just a few days ago, it's showing you the shift that's happening in this party. Because again, remember, I keep reminding you that they did not vote any Black women in power to head the DNC. They did not. For the first time in a very long time, they did not. There's something going on there, and her and Barack are not going to have that. Yeah. They're not. So they're going to have to sister girl up somewhere, because for them, Black women are a very powerful voting bloc. So how do you make Black women feel like this time we really got to show up and show off? What do you mean white people don't like my hair? What do you mean?
If anything, we get compliments.
Listen, Lady Sings the Blues. Have you ever seen this movie? Diana Ross's face fills up the frame with this big curly afro and gigantic hoop earrings and lashes that would make Jasmine Crockett look bald. I mean, she looked absolutely amazing.
Pam Grier, Foxy Brown.
Absolutely. People have done all different types of hair. And some people have, the ability to go from curly hair one day straight to the next, braids, whatever you're going to do. But again, nobody else's business how you present yourself to the world. As long as you're clean and appropriately dressed for your situation, what difference does it make? What difference
and this woman,
does it make?
And she's an outright racist, y'all. She's too intelligent to not know this. First of all, Black people are not the only ones with kinky hair. Okay, you meet up with a hard 100% Italian woman.
Wait a minute, a Jewish person. Let's do that. Jewish
person, yeah. But I know a lot of Italian ladies who I'm looking. This young Italian boy, he had a bush all the way out here, and I was talking to his mom. I was like, "Wow, how do you do his hair?" I mean, his hair was tightly coiled. Okay, what did she say to them? I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's constant racial division. It's 2025. We're still doing this.
That's why I say she's been like this since she came on the scene. That's why I say she is a racist. That's why I think these are her projections. Someone said projections. That's why I say that. I agree with you. There's a grift, but I do think she's projecting what she thinks white people think of her.
And it's shameful. Also, it's shameful because the way she talks about it in such a negative way. Okay, the hair is beautiful. It is beautiful if it's well kept and well maintained. All right. Now, let me say this. Okay, any hairstyle, whether your hair is tightly coiled, whether it's straight, if it's not upkept, if it's not kept well, it's going to look a mess. All right. It's going to look a mess. But if it's kept well and you do it well, it looks beautiful. Okay. And stop being lazy. Stop being lazy. Do your own hair. Do your hair. If you really want to, I'm sick of seeing all these purple, pink, and blue wigs on these people and all this type of stuff. It looks ridiculous. It really does. And she looked a mess too. She just makes me sick. I'm so sick of her. I really am.
I agree.
Just go away.
Yeah. Listen, away. But I will tell you, as somebody who wakes up like Shaka Khan each and every morning,
I love her.
Each and every morning. We were just in Philly. I'm telling you, I had the bonnet on and still woke up big. The things I have to do to corral my hair, sometimes I just don't do. Sometimes I just spray some spray on it and it is what it is. And sometimes I get out my Tamo and I make it straight. But it is not because of the demands of society. It's personal preference. How the time I have to do it, the way I want to look, the way I want to present myself to the world. What she's doing is dehumanizing Black women and saying the reasons why we don't do these following things is because white people, the boogeyman is making us do it. That's not the case at all. That is not at all the case. And she's really making it harder for us than it has to be. I really wish she would find something concrete to work on, to use her celebrity for, to impact the world. But my goodness.
Give this tall woman something to do, okay? Somebody find her something to do, something to work on. Please. I mean, she gets on my nerves. And you got people, like I said, people taking up for her, falling for this crap. The lady I was arguing with online, she said, Black women have had it tough in the corporate spaces. we've had it tough, hard. We couldn't wear our natural hair. Well, did your natural hair look a mess? Because listen, mess is not going to be accepted anyway. Straight, kinky, whatever. If it looks a mess, it's not going to be accepted. Now, I am not talking about in the 50s and 60s. Yes, because that had something to do with racism. We're not talking about racism. We're talking about mess, okay? And yes, I have worked in corporate America with forward-facing with clients where my presentation was paramount to many things within my job. And I carried myself and looked nice. I have dreadlocks. Shelly has dreadlocks, or what we call locks.
We get compliments every day.
Every day. My hair is very thick. My hair has been thick and long for all of my life generally. And, it's easier to maintain. I will be honest. It is easier to maintain since I locked my hair. Okay. Yes. When I had loose hair, it was very thick. It was tough to manage, but I'm not going around complaining about it.
No, right. No, I can play. Look, okay, look, I always tell you, I think I get more compliments the closer it is to me to get my hair, done again, right? And I think it looks a mess. I get the most compliments then, and I'm like, what the hell are you looking at? Because I'm looking at something totally different. But this is just the low hanging fruit. They had nothing to offer, nothing to bring, I guess, to sort of elevation or some creativity for the Black community that they claim to represent. It's just ridiculous. This is all she does.
Yeah. Don't fall for it, folks. Don't fall for it. And sound off in the chat and let us know what you all think. Is Michelle's hair rant empowering or just more racial division? Let us know. And why do elites like her play victim when they've got it all? Why
everything? First of all, nobody's wandering up to a first lady of the United States saying, your hair is a whole shame. Nobody's doing that.